Hey everybody, Anish Majumdar here, career coach and expert in the hidden job market. Here to talk about LinkedIn's Easy Apply job posting feature, what you need to know about this, whether this applies to you, whether you're actively looking for your job, whether you're just, sussing out the market, whatever your career goals are. This is a really must-know feature. It's getting a lot of talk. A lot of people are saying, hey, look, this could be a viable replacement to having to blast out your resume, right? So let's get into it. Let me show you exactly what we're talking about here. And before we do, by the way, I'd really appreciate it if you aren't already following me on LinkedIn. Hop on over there, put in the word Anish, put in the word career. We've helped over 2,000 people break out of job search hell forever. And I'm sharing tips, advice that you're not going to find anywhere else, taken directly from their experiences. If you're curious about that, would really appreciate a follow. Okay, so I'm going to hop over on LinkedIn here. If you are up on LinkedIn, you could do the same. Otherwise, you can just watch along here. So I'm up here on LinkedIn, and what I've done here basically, anytime you need to hop on, if you ever need to do a search, right? So if I say marketing manager, right? You can see in jobs, I've just pulled up a jobs related search. I would recommend that in most cases, with the current hiring market being what it is, regardless of what the other job boards are doing, try to, even if you found the job posting in Monster and Indeed and some other place, see if it's cross-posted on LinkedIn. Chances are you're going to have more opportunities to follow up using LinkedIn. You'll have more tools at your disposal. Most of the time you will find that it's been cross-posted there. So I've got a search here for a director of operations, and you see each of these have their own criteria, and most of them, when you move forward, they'll have an apply, they'll have a person who posted it. Definitely your strategy, if you're using LinkedIn, if you're answering job postings, you should have a diversified strategy going in terms of, okay, even if I'm looking at this, what happens after I apply? Well, I should probably be following up with Tyler here. I should probably have a plan in terms of sending a type of message that's going to get a positive response, right? And immediately sort of start that ball rolling. And what else can I do, right? So obviously all of these things are going on, but then you'll see roles that have this easy apply button, okay? Now, what does this mean? Is it better? Is it worse? Should you use it? And what are the advantages? Okay, so when you hit this easy apply button, what basically happens, and I'll just pull up my notes here on my on my other screen here. Okay, so here's what happens. It is a way to bypass the traditional thing, in that if I was looking at any of these other roles that didn't have this option, once I hit apply, it's usually taking me to their website where I have to upload my resume. Sometimes it's the unbelievably frustrating exercise of uploading it and then having to repaste information. I'm sure we've all experienced that. Okay, easy apply gets you around that, okay? And the way it gets you around it is that this person in the hiring team or the recruiter or whoever set up this role said, look, yes, I'm okay with using easy apply, and in so doing, looking at a pool of people who come in that way, who instead of going through our internal hiring board kind of upload thing, I'm going to trust, and I'm going to see a snapshot of your LinkedIn profile, specifically photo, headline, past and present job titles, education, and any skills listed. Okay? And so based on that, right, not your resume, I'm going to make a decision out of this nice trusted pool here. And in our testing with our clients, we have seen that this does work. Easy Apply does do an effective job of sorting out the people who use that feature from the rest, especially if this job is probably also posted on their internal website. This does do a good job of making you visible there, right? So you might be saying, hey, you know what? Fantastic. That sounds awesome. Why wouldn't I use that easy apply feature every single time, no matter what, right? Why don't we go through a couple of situations where using it is a good idea, and then I'm going to go through a couple of situations where actually using it may not be the best possible idea for you, and then you can make a decision yourself and see how it relates to your strategy and what you're trying to do out there, okay? Probably the most important thing, okay, you've got to have a stellar LinkedIn profile. Okay. If you've had tumbleweeds blowing there, if you hop over there, you haven't engaged with anything in months, it's outdated, you don't even have the most recent role listed there, you're in no shape to be using this Easy Apply. Because remember, the decision is going to be made primarily based on that at a glance view of those parts of your profile, right? So what I would definitely do, and this is true, this would be true whether you were planning on really heavily using Easy Apply as you could or not, because LinkedIn is so heavily utilized, people are checking out that profile anyway. Like, the days are gone that you can be invisible in somewhere like LinkedIn. Let me just be very clear with that, okay? It's a trust thing. Okay, so keyword optimize your profile, right? Job postings are notorious liars, right? They are not giving you the information that you need. A far better thing to do, rather than, for example, in terms of optimizing your profile, if you want to make it strong enough to do something like this, instead of me looking at these job postings and trying to pull out keywords and trying to optimize my LinkedIn profile that way, what I would suggest is actually pulling up the profiles of people who are director of operations, right? Along with anything else, with other criteria as well. You can always drill down, right? But basically start from observing and understanding the people themselves, okay? Because pulling up the profiles of actual people, okay? Understanding how are they marketing and branding themselves? What makes them visible in this way? What keywords are they using here? This is a far better, far stronger way for you to get to that end result. And again, have a profile that really pops in that way. Your headline, which is the title underneath your name, that is critical real estate. It cannot just be a bunch of job titles that you want. CIO, VP of technology, that's not going to work. Okay, in that many people, when they get an Easy Apply submission from someone, they're not even going to look at the other parts of your profile that we're talking about, right? Past job titles, education, until the headline pops. And what you want to do there is you want to use that real estate to go to the bottom line impact of what you do, right? What is the bottom line impact, right? If I'm a marketer, I'm really being paid for growth. So what's your methodology of moving a company forward, right? Don't stress a bunch of keywords, stress the kind of impact and ideally a bit of your unique way towards that impact. It's something that we work with our clients all the time, is rebranding and shaping their message so that they're not coming across salesy or consulting-y, but certainly as an empowered person who stands for his or her own process. That is really critical. So the headline, look at that. The about section as well. Don't make it a carbon copy of your resume, okay? It's got to be conversational, it's got to be tight, it's got to be high level and precisely geared, ideally speaking the language of those people that you want to be talking with, right? So if I'm a director of operations, I don't need to be talking with the COO. I don't need to be talking with the boss, okay? That's an outdated way of looking at it. I need to be talking to people who are feeling the bottom line effects of not having my process of owning what I do within these companies and how it affects every aspect of moving this company forward, right? And so is your LinkedIn profile talking that language? Or is it stuck in your brand of 4, 5, 6, 7 years ago, right? So definitely revamp that headline and summary. And when it comes to your experience section, relevancy is key, okay? Not all roles have to get equal emphasis. Things can get left out, but make sure that everything that you're putting out there is directly relevant, that I can look at your headline, about section, and all the other parts, and I can see a through line there. If not, you need deep help on that branding side. And LinkedIn Easy Apply, along with even traditional hiring, is not going to work that well for you because people are checking out that profile, and if they see tumbleweeds, they're oftentimes going to reject you just based on that, right? So here's another reason why, again, we're going through 3 reasons why LinkedIn Easy Apply could be a good idea for you, okay? The second one is you're not just using this as a novel way to further resume blast yourself. And I really want you to have a heart-to-heart here, right? I'm not working one-on-one with you, so I don't know what the truth of this is. But is your job search or your way of getting ahead essentially blasting out resumes? Then stop looking at this video in some sense, right? In terms of Easy Apply, because this is not diversifying the strategy, right? If job postings are not working for you, it's critical to diversify your approach in a meaningful way, to explore what are you doing on the relationship building side, what are you doing on the branding side, what are you doing on the messaging side, what are you doing on the follow-up negotiation, and what are you doing to scale this stuff up. If you refuse to look at all of this and you say, hey, you know what, LinkedIn Easy Apply is my next best thing, forget about it. Forget watching this. It's not going to work for you. The last reason why LinkedIn Easy Apply might be a good idea, you're more interested in either lower level management, in other words, slightly easier to quantify and commoditize roles, or individual contributor roles. If I'm looking for a great graphic designer, I'd be very, very open to using the Easy Apply feature, just vetting the profile, vetting the portfolio, getting a sense of that, and then maybe, pulling up a short list there. That doesn't really work, though, for high-level management. It doesn't work for high-level executives, which is why you'll almost never see really legit C-level roles posted often on job boards, because they're doing their best to fill it through the hidden job market, through their internal network. So higher-level management is almost never going to be... you want to see if you can actually avoid Easy Apply. See if you can connect with other people at the company. See if you can get into dialogue first, especially with that. Okay, so on the heels of that, what might be some real reasons why it's a bad idea to use it? If you're interested in securing a dream job opportunity instead of just another job, definitely you don't want to make this a big part of your strategy. Maybe not any part of your strategy. If you know that, hey, you know what, I need to run with what I can do at the highest possible level, dialogue is the way to do that. And talking with people who are feeling the manifestations, the deep strategic manifestations of what you solve at the highest level is your fastest path towards getting what you want. Okay, so by the way, there's a link, tap the hidden job market /ASAP. If what I'm talking about on the strategy side makes sense, for a limited time we're offering access to that. That's our masterclass. It's about 1 hour long. It'll actually teach you our strategy, the strategy that our clients have used to break out of this and actually start generating it. And it'll go deeper in terms of making things like the profile where it needs to be, etc. So if you're definitely in this mode, that's the kind of way that you want to be thinking about this. If you have big red flags, if you recently switched careers, or wish to get out of your current one, or are missing certain things that are require a conversation, that require an additional thing, then again, you're not going to see great results with Easy Apply. It's not going to do well for you. Finally, if you want maximum leverage in terms of what you negotiate at your next role, it is unlikely that a job situation that starts through Easy Apply is going to get there. Get ready for commoditization. Get ready for slightly lower salaries. Now, if you're starting out earlier on in your career, that's less of an issue for you, right? But if you're further on and you really know that, hey, especially like if you know that you've been underpaid, and you're looking to make up for that and actually exceed that, definitely try to give Easy Apply a pass. That's usually not going to be the best approach there. If you want to go deeper into the rabbit hole of career advice that actually works, 2,000 lives set free, 10,000 is our goal for me and my team. Hop on over to helloanish.com. Hope this makes sense. Hope this is valuable. Talk soon, guys.